I am a magnet for $1 billion and unstoppable abundance. I attract every opportunity that brings me $1 billion of wealth. I embrace the energy of a billionaire life and the power of $1 billion. Every day I move closer to a future filled with $1 billion of prosperity. I am worthy of a destiny where I live a life of $1 billion and limitless success. My mind is tuned to receive the vibration of $1 billion and unending abundance. I create my destiny with every thought that summons $1 billion into my world. I radiate power and wealth and I draw in $1 billion naturally. I am aligned with the universe and its generous flow of $1 billion. I trust the process of growth that leads me step by step to $1 billion. I am a powerful creator of my future and I build a life overflowing with $1 billion. My actions are focused and deliberate to manifest $1 billion in my reality. I am unstoppable in my journey to achieve a life of $1 billion. I see a bright future where every moment is filled with $1 billion of opportunity. I attract partnerships and ventures that yield $1 billion of success. I manifest my dreams into a reality defined by $1 billion of abundance. I welcome the flow of $1 billion with open arms and an open heart. I am grateful for the journey that guides me closer to a life of $1 billion. I hold a clear vision of billionaire success in the presence of $1 billion. My energy is powerful and it draws in the radiance of $1 billion every day. I believe in my ability to earn and keep $1 billion with unwavering confidence. I am a rising billionaire in the making and I magnetically attract $1 billion. Every day I step into my power and create a pathway to $1 billion of wealth. I open my heart to the possibility of receiving $1 billion in all forms. I am a beacon of light and prosperity and I effortlessly draw in $1 billion. I align my every action with the energy of success and the promise of $1 billion. I embrace the challenges that build my legacy of $1 billion of abundance. I trust the universe to supply me with the opportunities that multiply into $1 billion. I am connected to the source of all wealth and $1 billion flow to me freely. I celebrate each milestone that brings me closer to living with $1 billion. I am driven by the desire to live a life defined by $1 billion of financial freedom. I am fearless in pursuing my vision of a future rich with $1 billion. My energy is magnetic and it attracts the transformative power of $1 billion. I am in tune with the vibrations of success and I welcome the arrival of $1 billion. Every breath I take is filled with the promise and energy of $1 billion. I am a vessel for infinite wealth and I allow $1 billion to fill my life. I trust my intuition to guide me along the path to earning $1 billion. I make decisions that multiply my fortune and add up to $1 billion. I am persistent and focused on my journey toward acquiring $1 billion. I envision a life where I command the power of $1 billion with ease. My path is illuminated by the promise and potential of $1 billion. I work with passion and purpose to build a legacy of $1 billion. I celebrate every success that paves the way for more $1 billion in my life. My thoughts are aligned with the energy of abundance and the magnetism of $1 billion. I step boldly into the realm of infinite wealth where $1 billion are my reward. I am confident in my ability to secure and maintain $1 billion in abundance. I create wealth with every deliberate action that attracts $1 billion. I am inspired by the vision of a future where my bank account overflows with $1 billion. I trust in the universe to deliver opportunities that add up to $1 billion of success. My journey is guided by the radiant energy of $1 billion in prosperity. I see every challenge as a stepping stone that leads me to $1 billion. I am surrounded by opportunities that open the door to receiving $1 billion. I welcome the powerful flow of energy that brings $1 billion into my life. I am destined for greatness and the universe rewards me with $1 billion of wealth. I cultivate a mindset that is open and receptive to the gifts of $1 billion. I am worthy of all the abundance the universe offers in the form of $1 billion. My soul is aligned with the vibration of wealth and I attract $1 billion every day. I allow abundance to flow freely as I welcome the blessings of $1 billion. I create a life of luxury and success where $1 billion are an integral part of my story. Every day I affirm my ability to attract more and more $1 billion into my existence. I am resilient and determined to overcome all obstacles in my pursuit of $1 billion. I attract wealth effortlessly and my financial power grows by the measure of $1 billion. My vision is crystal clear and my path is paved with the energy of $1 billion. I am the architect of my destiny and I design a future filled with $1 billion of success. I radiate a powerful energy that naturally draws in streams of $1 billion. I am in complete control of my destiny and I command the flow of $1 billion. Every moment is an opportunity to welcome additional $1 billion into my life. I trust that the universe is always working in my favor and delivering $1 billion. I am open to receiving ever-increasing amounts of $1 billion each and every day. I celebrate each victory along my journey that brings me closer to a life of $1 billion. I am in tune with the abundant energy of success and I attract $1 billion effortlessly. My focus is unwavering and my mind is set on manifesting $1 billion in wealth. I see wealth in every direction and it comes to me in the form of $1 billion. I am grateful for the blessings that multiply and lead me to a life of $1 billion. I live in a state of constant abundance where $1 billion flow into my life. My life is a magnet for extraordinary success and I draw in streams of $1 billion. I am unstoppable and my determination turns every effort into $1 billion. I am a beacon of success and light and I attract $1 billion with every breath. Every step I take is a step toward a future that is rich with $1 billion. I believe in the power of my dreams and they manifest as $1 billion in my reality. My purpose is clear and my path is illuminated with the energy of $1 billion. I manifest my deepest vision into reality and it is crowned with $1 billion. I am open to the miracles of the universe and they shower me with $1 billion. I embrace my inner strength and let it multiply into streams of $1 billion. I celebrate my journey with gratitude as every milestone brings me $1 billion. I am constantly evolving and my wealth expands to include ever more $1 billion. I trust my journey and every experience propels me closer to earning $1 billion. I am worthy of infinite blessings and a life rich with $1 billion of abundance. My heart is open and receptive to receiving the wealth of $1 billion daily. I let go of limitations and embrace a reality where $1 billion flow without end. I focus on my goals and each intention is a building block toward $1 billion. I am a visionary and I see a future defined by the brilliance of $1 billion. I am in the process of becoming a billionaire and my life is infused with $1 billion. I nurture my dreams and watch them blossom into streams of $1 billion of success. I create a reality where every moment shimmers with the promise of $1 billion. I am empowered by the strength of my vision and I manifest $1 billion effortlessly. My actions are deliberate and create a legacy built on the foundation of $1 billion. I am grateful for the abundance that surrounds me and multiplies into $1 billion. I move forward with unwavering confidence knowing that my future is lined with $1 billion. I harness the power of the universe to bring me opportunities worth $1 billion. I am driven by passion and purpose and every step leads me closer to $1 billion. My energy is pure and magnetic and it attracts the radiance of $1 billion. I trust in my journey and I know that $1 billion are always on their way. I step into my power each day and claim my right to live with $1 billion. My dreams are bold and vivid and they are filled with the promise of $1 billion. I am the master of my destiny and I design a future illuminated by $1 billion. I attract financial freedom and live a life defined by the flow of $1 billion. My mind is focused and clear and it generates ideas that result in $1 billion. I am constantly drawing in opportunities that multiply into streams of $1 billion. I celebrate every achievement and each one adds up to a fortune of $1 billion. I am resilient in the face of challenges and they only sharpen my ability to earn $1 billion. My spirit is unbreakable and I am destined for a life enriched with $1 billion. I see abundance in every corner of my life and it manifests as $1 billion. I am dedicated to my vision and every effort builds my legacy of $1 billion. I trust that my unique path is lined with the promise and power of $1 billion. I embrace each moment as a chance to step into a future overflowing with $1 billion. I am grateful for every experience that brings me closer to a life of $1 billion. My purpose is pure and my ambition is fueled by the desire to command $1 billion. I open my heart to the limitless possibilities of a life filled with $1 billion. I stand in my power and declare that I am destined to live with $1 billion in abundance. I am a force of nature and my energy commands the universe to deliver $1 billion. I am committed to my dreams and the universe rewards my efforts with $1 billion. Every thought I hold is a stepping stone that builds my fortune of $1 billion. I am focused on my goals and every action brings me nearer to $1 billion of success. I radiate powerful energy that transforms my aspirations into streams of $1 billion. I am an unstoppable force in the world and I attract $1 billion with every breath. My vision is expansive and it is enriched by the constant flow of $1 billion. I embrace the energy of success and welcome every bit of $1 billion into my life. I am open to receiving wealth in all its forms and that wealth is measured in $1 billion. I celebrate the present moment as it overflows with the potential for $1 billion. I trust in the power of the universe to deliver a future bursting with $1 billion. I am a living example of strength and determination and my life is filled with $1 billion. My focus is unwavering and my path is clear as I build my legacy of $1 billion. I am a